Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Friday, May 30th, 2025. I am your presenter, Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. A meeting of the Nevis Disaster Management Committee will be convened on Monday, June 2nd. That disclosure was made by Premier of Nevis, the Honourable Mark Brantley, at his Thursday, May 29th press conference.
The Honourable Spencer Brand, Minister responsible for Communication and Disaster Management, has scheduled the Nevis Disaster Management Committee meeting for Monday, 2nd June, 9 a.m. at the Disaster Management EOC building. All subcommittee chairs, emergency response agencies, prominent secretaries, heads of government departments, stakeholders, Chamber of Industry and Commerce, and volunteers are required to attend. The purpose of this meeting is to present updates on the readiness status of each sector and agency in preparation for the hurricane season. Additionally, the Honourable Minister will convene a meeting with all current and prospective shelter managers on Tuesday, 3rd June, 9 a.m. at the Disaster Management EOC building. So again, the government is being proactive. We're not waiting, we're being proactive.
The 2025 Atlantic hurricane season will officially begin on Sunday, June 1st. The Premier noted the measures that have already been taken by the Nevis Disaster Management Department in preparation for the hurricane season.
I can advise, again under the leadership of the Honourable Spencer Brand, that we've already started our preparations, our stakeholders meetings. What have we done thus far in Nevis? We have prepared our emergency shelters, inspected them. We have published where they are. The shelter and management training has been completed. School safety training for early childhood educators has been successfully conducted. Damage assessment and needs analysis training was completed from 19 to 22nd May. These are all proactive measures on our part. Again, many people do not put much value on this work, but it is necessary work that prepares us, and each year the team goes out. I want to commend Mr. Brian Dyer, who has led this team with distinction over the years. We, of course, prepare for the worst, but pray for the best. And every year at hurricane time, I call on all of us to pray. The churches to pray, members of the press to pray, all the politicians to pray, because prayer ultimately is the only thing that can ultimately protect us. We can't stop a hurricane from coming. We can only pray that it stays out to sea if it does come. And so I ask our nation to pray for our safety during this hurricane season.
The U.S.-based National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration outlook for the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season from June 1st to November 30th predicts a 60% chance of an above-normal season. The agency is forecasting a range of 13 to 19 total named storms. Of those, 6 to 10 are forecast to become hurricanes, including 3 to 5 major hurricanes. Secondary school students in Nevis will shortly receive digital devices from the Department of Education. The devices form part of a plan which focuses on sensitizing students, teachers, leaders, and the public about the importance of digital literacy.
Digital Literacy Day. We highlighted the importance of digital literacy. Teachers demonstrated lessons from the new digital literacy curriculum. Now, importantly, members of the press, students received personal electronic devices. Over 1,200 devices were distributed to primary and lower secondary school students. Schools received devices that would remain at school to facilitate use with the whole classes. Over 350 devices were distributed to primary schools. Upper secondary school student devices are being prepared for distribution in the upcoming days, as they require a little more processing and preparation for distribution. Over 200 devices will be distributed. Teacher devices are being prepared for distribution in upcoming days, as they require a little more processing and preparation for distribution. Over 300 devices will be distributed to teachers. and close to 100 devices are being prepared for preschools for use at those preschools.
At his Thursday, May 29th press conference, Premier the Honourable Mark Brantley explained the overall objective.
The aim is to build the necessary skills to make our students digitally literate and equip them with skills that are needed to navigate the digital world. The devices which will remain in schools will be used for integrating technology in the classrooms across the various subjects. Other components of the plan include the ongoing process to update the digital literacy curriculum and a current partnership with Macmillan Publishing and Digital Schoolhouse to build the capacity of our teachers charged with shaping and implementing the guiding document.
Digital devices will also be made available for use by parents.
The Department of Education also has devices which can be accessed at the Education Resource Center for use by who? Parents and guardians to support their students at home, and also to be utilized to support technological integration in the classrooms.
The first set of devices were distributed by the Honourable Troy Liburd and a team of officials from the Ministry of Education on Digital Literacy Day, May 21st, as part of the celebration of Science, Technology, Engineering and Mathematics STEM Week 2025 in Nevis. Still to come.
I think that we need, as individuals, to allow our creativity, to allow the innate abilities that we have to shine and to come to the fore.
The details when we come back.
Truly, one of the few places that has an untouched beauty that has captivated the hearts of many. Nevis is everything you imagine.
Welcome back.
But what if we had a Nevis and a mindset that people say, you know what, I could start my own business?
Premier the Honourable Mark Brantley is encouraging potential entrepreneurs in Nevis to make use of the services offered by the Small Enterprise Development Unit SIDU as they consider starting their own businesses.
For a long time, the people of Nevis, and particularly the young people of Nevis, were of the view that when they left school, they must go and ask somebody for a job. They must apply. So you hear a lot of people say, oh, I sent out 12 applications. But what if we had a Nevis and a mindset that people say, you know what, I could start my own business. I have an idea, I have the drive, the ambition, I have the know-how, and rather than seeking a job with somebody, I could actually do something for myself, where the effort that I put in is commensurate with the reward that I get. I know many people, when they work for other people, they start to feel, well, I'm working so hard 7 days a week, somebody else is getting the reward from my hard work. Well, what if you were able to work that hard for yourself and get whatever reward there is? Of course, a lot of our people shy away from that. You know why? They don't like the risks associated with it. So a lot of our people are of the view that, listen, I prefer to go to a regular government job, a 9 to 5, because that way I'm guaranteed every month I get a little salary. And they live in that bubble, they live in that frame. And other people, however, are risk takers. Other people say, no, I want to go out there and I want to work. If I work 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day, I'm working for me.
The Ministry of Tourism partnered with SIDU to host an entrepreneurship training workshop on Wednesday, May 21st at the Malcolm Gishad Recreational Park. Premier Brantley reminded the participants of the mission of SIDU.
The purpose of that unit is to help small businesses, help small entrepreneurs, help you move from having an idea to actually starting and implementing. And during COVID, what we did was, in partnership with the government of Taiwan, we were able to get $5 million that we made available through SIDU to individuals like yourselves, hopefully, and others who wanted to start a small business or had a small business that they wanted to expand. So let's say you're frying chicken, I'm drawing a reference. and your chicken is quite popular, and you feel now that you can expand that. That was the idea behind it. If you are home and you wanted to start a small business, and let's face it, there are a lot of us who have great ideas but are not bankable. I don't say that with any discourtesy, it's just the reality. If you're 19 years old in St. Kitts and Nevis and you have a great idea for a business, and you go to the bank and you tell them, I have this great idea, they may agree with you, but would they be willing to lend you money? Because they're going to ask you for your land paper, for your life insurance, for your referees, for this, that, and the other that they want. You may not be able to get a loan from one of the established banks. So the idea behind this program at CEDU was really to create a fund from which, and we emphasized that that fund was available to women and youth, because we thought that those were the two subsets who were the most underserved by the regular banking community. I think that we need, as individuals, to allow our creativity, to allow the innate abilities that we have to shine and to come to the fore. And we as government are here to create, as I said, that environment to allow you to do exactly that.
The Entrepreneurship Training Workshop was part of the Ministry of Tourism's month of activities held under the theme Tourism and Sustainable Transformation. The following is a notice from the Nevis Water Department regarding the disconnection of water services. The Nevis Water Department wishes to inform the public of the disconnection of water services for customers with high or overdue balances. Disconnection will commence on June 16th to 27th, 2025. All outstanding balances must be settled by Friday, June 13th, 2025. A reconnection fee of $150 will be charged to all disconnected accounts. All arrears and the reconnection charge must be settled before the services can be reconnected. Customers are asked to note that a fee of $1,800 will be applied to your account if your meter is tampered with. If damaged, an amount of $2,300 will be applied to your account. Reconnections will be done within 24 hours of payment, except between 3 p.m. on Fridays and 8 a.m. on Mondays. If you have any inquiries regarding your billing statements, visit the Nevis Water Department's main office at Solomon Arcade in Charlestown. To view your balance online or for assistance from the Customer Service Department, visit epay.neviswaterdepartment.com or neviswaterdepartment.com or send an email to neviswaterdepartment@gmail.com. Call 469-5979 or 469-5521 extension 5180 or 5181. And that's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Thanks for viewing.